When I first got the women's Skwama, I instantly loved them. They're by far the most comfortable shoe that I've had. And it was kind of crazy how quickly the break-in process went. I don't feel like there was really much of a break-in process. They were just like immediately really comfortable. I think having all the leather in there is quite beneficial to that. And because they were just like super comfortable, I got a lot of time in them like right away. And I definitely came to notice that they're a really great all-around shoe. Like they can kind of do it all and perform really well with everything, even if it's maybe not like amazing at one specific thing.
For sure. I mean, that's probably a good reason of why a lot of the athletes in the Olympics use the Skwama.
Yes.
I mean, most of the Japanese men's climbing team were all using the Skwamas,
Mhm.
and then
Brooke Rabitush was wearing the women's Skwamas during bouldering as well.
yeah.
And like everything from slab to like steep overhang. Obviously, she was excelling.
Yeah, so they're obviously a high-performing shoe, and the thing is it's kind of been known that they're a high-performing shoe, but I always feel like the Skwama is overlooked. I feel like this Olympics was actually, I think, very good to have because, like, I've known about the Skwama for a while, but it's definitely other shoes have kind of taken the limelight more or less, like the Solution Comps or any new shoe from La Sportiva.
Mm-hmm.
And I know, like, even to the build up to the Olympics, watching kind of the leading up to the events,
Mm-hmm.
it was kind of interesting seeing how many climbers were using the Skwama. And after seeing you climb in them and hearing what you're saying, it's kind of obvious why they are.
Yeah, I mean, especially going out bouldering at the Olympics, you know that there's going to be a variety of different like holds and different angles on the wall, and if you don't want to be like pulling a Adam Ondra, bringing out like 5 pairs of shoes, you're going to want something that's going to be able to tackle everything really well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where the Skwama really shines.
Yeah. And I think just from, just being able to see what you've been able to climb, everything from outdoor boulder problems to indoor boulder problems, everything from slab to overhang, you've kind of climbed it all in the Squamas. And definitely, I know for the first day that you wore them, they were the most comfortable that day.
By far.
And you were doing kind of slab climbs, overhang climbs in the gym, but at the end of the day, you were kind of doing laps on the kilter board.
Yeah, and I mean, for every bit of that, immediately having a shoe that's downsized, I'm a 38 and these are a 36 and a half, be able to climb on small holds on a slab and not like be screaming in pain, I think that's pretty impressive for a shoe.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I just felt really great having them on. They, like, I don't even know, they're comfortable and they're like maybe a bit wider than some of the other shoes, but they in no way feel baggy. Like I feel like I have really good control and my foot isn't slipping around in them. And they also have a wonderful heel.
For sure. Yeah, I know it's using La Sportiva's S-heel technology, which is, I feel like it's kind of split whether you like it or whether you don't. I've heard from a lot of people that they don't like it, but I'm wondering if that's more the case of that the shoe is just not downsized enough. So I know with like my Otakis that have the S-heel, there's kind of like a little bit of a gap between it, which feels kind of sloppy, but from what you've been saying, your heel feels good in it.
Yeah, I mean, I also, a shoe that slightly reminds me of the Squamas is my Boosters from Scarpa. And it's pretty much like all the things that I really like about the Boosters, but with a much better heel. I feel like that heel is quite baggy. And so coming into this, it feels like I have so much precision and I feel like 1,000 times more confident heel hooking. And yeah, I don't feel any kind of a gap or anything. So yeah, I think downsizing is probably beneficial for getting that kind of performance feel.
For sure. I mean, I think that's a big thing with performance shoes. You have to downsize enough to kind of get the performance from the shoe. I mean, if you have it too big, it's going to feel baggy. It's not going to feel as precise. And sure, there's going to be some breaking in pains. But I mean, like, you were able to do it with these ones just one day, and they're feeling pretty good. You could wear them, I think, the next session without bags.
Yeah.
So they're obviously a shoe that breaks in pretty fast. And for looking at that, that's like what you want for a performance climbing shoe. It's something that's not going to have a long break-in process, and it's going to be pretty comfortable out of the box.
Immediately, yeah, they were feeling great. And compared to the other shoes from Sportiva that I have that I downsize the same amount, like it was actually kind of insane how quickly these broke in and how immediately comfortable they are. And I feel like they're only going to get more comfortable as well with time because they are leather pretty much all throughout, except for the like kind of tongue area. So it's like you can't. I'm really excited to climb more with them and continue to see how it goes and how the construction holds up as well. They have a lot of rubber and kind of seeing where it wears the most and how long it will take before I need to resole them.
Yeah. How are you liking the midsole or the forefoot? Because it's got like a split sole kind of, and it's supposed to be more like softer and pliable, which is why they kind of do good for bouldering, especially on slabs.
Exactly, yeah. I found like in that way as well, pretty similar to my boosters. So it's like kind of my comfort zone. So I'm really happy with them. I feel like they have enough support that on small footholds, I don't feel like my calves are getting pumped out or anything. But I can still be smearing and not feel like it's like difficult. I feel like there's a lot of good sensitivity with the toes. It finds a good balance where you still have that like edge and kind of beak where you can perform well on an overhang, but you can also do a slab and feel really good on those teeny tiny footholds. Overall, my like initial impressions of the women's Skwama have been that they're just like a very comfortable shoe and very versatile when it comes to being like high performance. They will perform well in almost every kind of a problem and allow you to kind of just thrive. It would be great going to the gym and like you don't have to be switching shoes. You can know that if you want to climb slab that day, boom, you can climb a slab. If you want to be like climbing on the overhang, you got it. It's really great, and I know I'm going to be climbing a lot with them for the rest of the season, and I'm really excited to see how they continue to perform and how comfortable they get.